We're here with the very dear sister, Laura Plumb. And Laura is an Ayurvedic practitioner, a teacher of nourishment through the Ayurvedic lens, and also a deep student and practitioner of the science of the stars, of Jyotish. So we're here talking about mantras for peace, and I was really curious on your, well, let's take Ayurveda first. From an Ayurvedic perspective, what is the effect that chanting mantra, particularly peace mantras, which embrace all, on our, you take it from here, our doshas, our, you know,
Dhatus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an important question because first, Ayurveda, of course, is a Vedic science. It's said to be a sister science of yoga. I see them as interlinking sciences and practices. And Ayurveda has this beautiful saying that health is not just the absence of disease, but health is strong ojas, good immune system, a radiance that shines from that ojas, sharp senses, youthful and sharp senses, and a calm contentment of the mind. So
that's such a wonderful standard bar for health.
Right.
So much better than we're not sick.
Yeah, yeah. And Ayurveda is seeking to promote that in individuals. And so what is going to sharpen our senses and what is going to bring us a calm and contented mind? Well, I have a new puppy. That's brought me a lot of contentment. So there's other things, but mantra certainly is one of the greatest things.
Because it's portable.
It's portable, certainly. Goes anywhere.
Totally independent of any external thing.
Yeah, and it's independent of any belief system or religion. Can be, can also be tied to that, and it's, portable, it's light, it's easy to do, it's easy for everyone to do. And obviously it's going to change the brain pattern. And that's going to change what happens to your nervous system. And when we say what is the effect on you, we say, you said doshas and I said dhatus, and dhatus are the tissues.
Yeah.
There's 7 tissues. There's rasa, blood plasma, there's rakta, which is your blood, mamsa, which is muscle, meda, which is fat. And then we get to the bone, asti, and in asti is the marrow. So the 6th tissue, almost the 7th tissue, we're talking about a deep tissue, is the place where the nerve cells are created.
In the marrow.
In the marrow, right? This has now been found out, but somehow they knew that. So this is called maja, and that's said to be like the nerve tissue as well. And if it's a 6th tissue, we're talking about a very deep tissue. If we're talking about a deep tissue, we're saying 2 things. 1, it's hard to get at. And 2, it's a deep layer of you.
Yes.
Because after that comes shukra, which is your reproductive tissue.
The 7th.
And after that is the end product of it all, which is ojas. Some say it's the invisible 8th tissue as your immune system. Or ojas is also described as 8 drops of golden nectar that live at the heart.
That's so poetic.
It starts with your food, it goes through all the tissues, and finally it becomes that ojas. So mantra is actually like feeding. You're feeding in at the 6th tissue. You're feeding in at all levels, but really think about that 6th tissue. So it can really calm anxiety. It can really, actually, you could even say treat then neurological disorders. But then it can go from there. It can then go to deeper. It can go to shukra or reproductive issues. And then it can actually ultimately feed your immune strength.
I've experienced that.
Have you?
I don't visit, my grandmother just recently passed away, but I would visit her like once a year, every 2 years. And every time she would see me, she would say, well, you're glowing, like even more than last time. And she's a good meter for that because she doesn't see me all the time. And along that period, there was about a 10-year period where she would say that to me every time she saw me, and she's like, "How are you doing that?" And I said, "It must be the mantras."
Yeah.
Because so many other things about my lifestyle with all the travel and overstimulation and different foods and different, different things I have to digest. But
And
the
that's
mantra,
you're giving, you're teaching, you're singing, yeah.
but the mantra is a constant, and I feel that it does. I wouldn't have said it in this terms of bone marrow, but that's true. Like there is it's like a pulling from a deep strength.
Deep, right? It's like we say, in the bones.
Yeah, but it's deeper than the bones, even.
Deeper than the bones, even.
That's fascinating.
And we say that when you have good, strong ojas, you glow.
Yeah.
And so, mantra's making you glow. It's cultivating your ojas. Yeah. So, a lot of people talk about what it does to the mind. But then, that actually feeds and nourishes your immune strength. Again, that's an invisible concept. What is your immune system? But it's that which gives you glow.
Well, and it's if I'm right, it's visible because it's systemic.
Yeah.
It's not one. It's not in one place. It's not like your liver. It's it's the harmony of the whole.
Right. That's well said. Ojas could be said to be the harmony of the whole. That maintains the harmony of the whole. Right, absolutely.
Wow. So mantra, like a regular mantra practice, cannot just calm our, be a possible treatment for neurological disorders.
Absolutely.
But it is an immune, like a rasayana, an immune strengthening medicine.
Absolutely, it's like a rasayana. It is a rasayana. It feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like it. You can feel the rasa, the nectar. And then, when we study Ayurveda, we always start with mantra. And we're said before we meet a client, we should say a mantra to clear the space, to strengthen our own mind and our focus and our clarity, and strengthen our intuition so that we can be more receptive to the client. But the teachers always will say we need to concentrate the mind before we study. And so they help us concentrate our minds with mantra. And then, not that I would give this always to a client, but to really benefit from Ayurveda takes some discipline.
Yes.
It takes some understanding.
It's not a quick pill.
Right. It takes follow through.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, giving somebody a mantra, just a simple mantra like, I'm healthy and whole. I am the harmony of the whole. I am the healthy glow, right, of a harmonized wholeness, whatever it might be. Even a simple English language or your own native language mantra, just to reinforce. Because I really do believe the body listens. I had, for instance, pneumonia in November. And before I knew it was pneumonia, I was very, very sick. And it was a Friday night, a Saturday night, and I thought if I don't get better, I have to go to the hospital. And on a Sunday, there's no doctor, it'll have to be the hospital. And I didn't want to do that. So Saturday night when I went to bed, I told my body, come on, I know you can do this. I know you can get better. And it just felt like it was going down really fast.
Yeah.
But I said, I know you have this, I know you can do this. And I woke up better, so much better.
Wow.
I really believe the body will listen.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in the sweat lodge this morning with the what beautiful elder from Mexico, and the last thing he said was, your cells remember. And it was like, be grateful for your cells remember the gratitude, and they vibrate with the gratitude.
Have you ever heard the story about after Indian independence?
I don't know.
When one of my Ayurvedic doctors, who's from a Brahmin family, he said that after India got its independence, there were actually children of these Vedic Brahmins, let's say, who had never been taught the mantras because it was illegal, who are suddenly spontaneously reciting mantras.
Oh yeah.
Now that they can. But
now that it was free to do.
Now that it's free to do so, they were able to just open their mouths and sing and chant. And it was so deeply ingrained, so deeply embedded in their cells from all these years, this generation after generation of chanting those mantras.
Wow. Wow. I wonder then, like if we zoom out to encompass the whole world, you know, the mantra, the main mantra that we're inviting people to chant along with us to increase the peace channel in this Mantras for Peace project is the Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. If we zoom out, you know, from an Ayurvedic perspective of the whole, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I love the saying Yata Pinde Tata Brahmande, which is in the one is the all. In every cell, right? In the atom is the cosmos. In the personal is the universal. And we know from Jyotish or Vedic astrology that every one of us is the coming alive of the pattern of planets and stars that have gathered in a certain way.
Can you say that one more time? It was so beautiful. Every one of us is the coming alive
of a pattern of light and energy that is the planets and stars at a moment in time. If you are the coming alive of planets and stars, you are the coming alive of the cosmos. And we all have within us the space, the air, the fire, the water, the earth. We have the imprint. We have the entire cosmos imprinted within us. Well, that doesn't just go one way. It's not just that we hold within us all, but that when we shift ourselves, when we open to mantra, when we broaden, expand, elevate, uplift, open our minds and our hearts.
Come alive.
When we come alive, fully come alive to the starlight that we are, that radiates out, and that echoes out, and that vibrates out, and that resonates out. There's no doubt that when people individually awaken, that affects an awakening around them. And then imagine how that becomes magnified when people join together to do that. And when they join together around the world, it just sets off an electric current that lights people up. And there's research on this, on the Morphic Resonance. We know that somebody who heals himself of cancer in a neighborhood, other people start to eat better, or they start doing more healthy things, just because they didn't even have to talk.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in physics they call that the principle of entrainment, so that discord and energy, like if you take two vibrations, the one will, the lower vibration will synchronize with will entrain to the higher vibration.
Yeah, and then there's that idea also of critical mass.
Yeah.
That all you need is critical mass, and then everything flows in. Everything assimilates. And critical mass isn't 50% or 55.
No.
It's something like 10.
10 or 12.
Right? So 10 or 12% of us. We can do that.
So if we had 10 or 12% of the planet doing, just living a lifestyle of coming alive, ultimately.
Yeah.
But, you know, having some dedicated daily practice of increasing the resonance of that aliveness. Yeah. Which for me, that's always through music, through chanting. Even if it's silent music. If I align myself as a beacon of love, and I'm consciously attuned to the peace channel and pulsing out this mantric consciousness. You know, if we had 10-12% of the planet doing that,
wow, spontaneous peace.
I wonder what could happen.
I wonder. Let's find out.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's find out.
Tell all your friends.
Let's do it and find out.
And what a wonder. What a better. I mean, would much rather find out about that than, you know, what happens if we drill another, oil well or frack another watershed, or, I'd not like to find out about that as much as I'd like to find out about what we can do when we join together as a global community of peacemakers.
And I do feel that at the very least it's necessary for so many people who are very stressed right now. There's a lot of tension, there's a lot of people who aren't sure how to handle the world as it is today. So look, there's a possibility that we can awaken spontaneous peace in the world, but at the very least we can create peace within, and that peace will resonate out. And that peace will bring more peace to more people, at least in your family and your neighborhood. And I think all of us could use that. The world needs that.
I have two follow-up questions about that, and I'll just ask them both, and you can weave your answers in. One is, so not to take the thread of the Jyotish, which you brought in, the science, the Vedic astrology, and hello, sweetie.
Hi, puppy.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
She's very friendly. She might not be in the shot, but she's lovely. So one is about the Jyotish, this pattern of coming alive in the stars. So from your understanding, how can a mantra assist us in that coming alive according to the patterns that we were born with? Because we're born with both challenge and potential simultaneously. And then the next question, I'll remember after you answer that one.
Because this is a big one.
It's a big one. Okay, let's go with that one.
So Jyotish is also an Upaveda, a science that supports the prime Veda, which is the science of self-realization we call yoga. And as such, it has spiritual remedies. It doesn't just say, here's the bad news and tough luck.
Yeah.
First of all, I would never speak to somebody that way. We look at what's good and great about the chart. But where there's challenges and where there's karmic evolution, we have yogic solutions or yogic remedies. And whereas we can get a gem and wear it on the finger, or there could be karma yoga as an idea, and certainly we could feed the crows or take care of the elderly. Probably the most significant remedy is mantra. One of my teachers said, if gems were the solution to all of our karmic issues, then wealthy people would have no more karma, because they'd just buy all the rings and wear.
Yeah.
And because the thing is that mantra is that which can dissolve the patterns, and it can even dissolve the pattern before, the patterns that come from before we were born.
Yes.
So it's not just what we picked up in this lifetime.
Yes, because it's a more subtle medicine, and therefore it's more pervasive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can take, because mantra goes back to the time before even there were planets. It takes us back to that which is before what we see in the chart. It can take us back to something that's I want to say pre-chart, pre-Jyotish, the cosmos of us. And therefore then we can go back, dissolve, and then recreate. Now, is that going to happen in a day or a week or a month? That's going to happen in time.
Yeah.
And what may happen is that through that you may actually pull forward some karma that you're needing to meet. You may find that, I did this mantra and then I still had some challenge.
Yeah.
But the way to look at that is, but that challenge was there to help me build character, to strengthen my living expression of my value, my heart, and to really reveal my dharma. So mantra is essential in Jyotish practice. I think 90% of my clients leave with some mantra.
Yep. And even if you haven't had the blessing of having your chart read, like having a real skilled interpretation of the star patterns, which many people don't have the ability or maybe even inclination to do that.
Sure.
There's no pressing problem or whatever. Then mantra is going to sweep through your mind field and kind of take care of things as it is.
Yeah, it's not that you have to do Jyotish, but it's just another showing, another way of showing you that.
It's a lens for discernment, I think, to understand more clearly what's going on.
And how mantra can help dissolve those karmic patterns.
Yeah,
it's very powerful
love
that
it.
way.
Yeah.
And that can work with Ayurveda too. It can help you with your health.
Yeah.
Especially if your health issues are karmic.
Yeah, which many of them are, I think.
Yeah.
I remembered my other question.
Yes.
It was related to this, the apparent reality that we're living in a very discordant time, and there's a lot of anxiety and depression and stress. I mean, we both have American passports, but it's all over the world, really, for a variety of, root causes, a little different here and there. But the truth is that anxiety, all the symptoms of disconnection are rampant. It's epidemic. And I've been having the insight lately that, I mean, the state of the earth is dire. And when she's unhealthy, we're unhealthy. And I want to ask you, with my personal question, I think that depression and anxiety are a healthy response
Nice.
to the dis-ease of the planet. And I wonder how your point of view on that from an Ayurvedic perspective, and what's the one thing that you can offer if there's one thing you can offer as a shastra, as a medicine for that?
There's a few thoughts. When I was teaching yoga regularly,
The yogasana.
Yes, thank you. I always began or ended the classes with that mantra, your mantra for peace, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Because I think that as we grow through our yoga practices, we don't become immune to the fact that there's suffering in the world. We become maybe more awake to it.
More sensitive.
And more sensitive to it. And so then it's very important to have those mantras so that you have something to do. When you feel the suffering of the world, you can offer a mantra. You have somewhere to go. Some way to seek to uplift.
Something to contribute. Rather than allowing that to weigh you down.
Or have to turn away from it. And go back to your old way of living. Yes, we don't want that.
Oh, yeah. Not to numb ourselves and distract ourselves. Yeah.
Right, so the mantra can help us stay awake and stay open and stay attentive and stay present. It really helps us, it helps hold us, helps ground us in.
That's a really good point.
Right, so just in general, it's such a great mantra for helping us stay in our practice and stay attuned. But again, what's going on in the world, in business, on Wall Street, in London, in these corporate worlds, they have a term for this. They call vacuum. You heard of this?
Vacuum?
Vacuum. It
I
stands
don't know.
for the world now is highly volatile, accelerated, chaotic, and unpredictable. And so in business, they're saying, how do we respond to that?
Yeah.
Well, if they're needing to respond to it, how is everybody else responding?
Yeah.
So, this is the world we live in now.
And where is their response coming from? What's the
Right? It's a highly accelerated world.
Yeah.
And I have almost all of my friends are deeply meditative. They're yogis. And even they are in jobs or in relationships that are frenetic. I mean, they're just finding that in all aspects of their lives, they're being challenged. But we come together in circle and we chant and we meditate. And instantly we're back. And everything is okay. Not that everything is okay, but it feels okay in the heart.
Yeah.
And so I just say it's time we have to ground in more and more into our practices. We have to do it for ourselves. And we have to do it in the hopes that it resonates out and benefits others.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. And I think, a lot of times, especially, I don't know how it is for other people, but those of us in the West, we kind of have this dynamic setup where taking care of ourselves is a luxury. Or that it's somehow selfish, or that we shouldn't need to do it, or and I couldn't disagree more with that, because for me, I know that if I lose my connection, then I'm useless to everyone else. And the world is so intense that, I'm not immune to forgetting.
Right.
And I need my practice as just like we need to eat every day, we need to breathe, we have to drink water. I think we have to do some kind of connective practice that helps.
And on that note of self-care, which is very Ayurvedic, to really take care of the self, I always think of it as being in a relationship with life. And so what kind of a relationship do we want to have? And in terms of what's going on with the earth, and you know, the earth and what's going on and how that's creating perhaps depression, anxiety, it's a relationship. And you know, any relationship, if you don't cultivate it, that person's going to leave that you're in relationship with. Well, cultivate a relationship with Mother Earth. To me, this is what Ayurveda, the invitation in Ayurveda is to cultivate a sacred, sumptuous relationship with nature itself. And your nature, remember that. So with your own nature. How do I wake up today? Maybe I need to go for a walk before I sit to chant. Maybe I need to do some pranayama before I do my chanting. Maybe I go straight into my chanting, depending on how my nature is this morning.
Yeah.
But paying attention to nature, at the very least, it gives a message that we care. And Mother Earth, I believe in her power. I believe she'll shake us off before she'll go down. But is that really the solution?
Yeah.
You know?
Is that where we want to go?
Is that where we want to go?
Yeah.
So let's cultivate this relationship with nature, at least for the time we've got. And I believe in the spontaneous evolution, a spontaneous eruption of creativity and the capacity of life to creatively and spontaneously respond to the needs of the day. So let's see, if we put our intention to it, if we cultivate right relationship, if we sing our mantras to peace, we could come together 10, 12% and not only just bring peace to the world, but bring a solution.
Yeah.
That's possible.
I like that those words, a spontaneous eruption of creativity.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a blooming of some kind of new life. I feel that in my bones, that's what's happening in me. And if it's happening in me, then I can only guess that it's happening for many of us, that's just like, you know, that pulse of life is ready to bloom into something.
But it blooms consciousness, life. So first peace, spontaneous. We need solutions, but first we have to come to a state of peace. That's where the right solutions arise.
Otherwise the solutions are just coming from the same problem. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Beautiful.
much. What a beautiful conversation and sharing. I love you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's
Thank you
wonderful.
for everything you do in the world.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. What you do is so important.
Yay. So, Laura, will you tell your website? How can people connect to you, learn about your amazing work?
It's very simple. LauraPlumb.com. It's all there.
Thanks for making it easy.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shanti.